On a school trip, my best friend asked, if you had to choose between your mom and girlfriend to live, who would you pick? It was supposed to be a fun senior trip to Washington, D.C. 3 days of monuments, museums, and staying up way too late in hotel rooms. My best friend Marcus and I had been planning it since sophomore year, saving up money from our summer jobs to afford the nice hotel rooms our school was booking. The bus ride from Ohio took about 7 hours. Marcus sat next to me like always, but something felt different. He kept checking his phone, then putting it away without responding to anything. His knee bounced constantly against mine, and when I asked if he was okay, he just said he didn't sleep well. About 4 hours in, somewhere in Pennsylvania, Marcus turned to me with this expression I'd never seen before. His face was completely serious, almost scared. He asked me that question out of nowhere. If I had to choose between my mom and my girlfriend Emma to live, who would I pick? I laughed because I thought he was joking. We'd been playing dumb hypothetical games for years. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses, or 1 horse-sized duck? That kind of stuff. But Marcus didn't laugh. He just stared at me, waiting for an actual answer. I told him that was a weird thing to ask. He said he needed to know. His voice cracked when he said it. I said I couldn't choose, that the question was impossible. Marcus nodded slowly like that was the answer he expected, then turned toward the window and didn't speak for the rest of the bus ride. When we got to the hotel, he barely said 3 words to me while unpacking. The first day of the trip, Marcus kept disappearing. He'd be standing next to me at the Lincoln Memorial, and then suddenly, he'd be gone. I'd find him 20 minutes later sitting on a bench somewhere, typing on his phone with his hands shaking. Our other friends noticed too. Tyler asked me if Marcus was sick or something because he looked pale all day. That night in the hotel room, I woke up at 3 a.m. to use the bathroom, and found Marcus sitting by the window, staring at his phone screen. The light made his face look hollow. When I asked what he was doing, he shoved the phone under his pillow immediately and said nothing, just couldn't sleep. The second day got stranger. We were at the Smithsonian, and Marcus grabbed my arm hard in the middle of the Air and Space Museum. He asked if my mom knew where I was right now. I said obviously. I'd texted her photos that morning. He asked if Emma knew too. I said yes, we'd been messaging all trip. Then he asked if they both knew each other's locations. Like, could my mom find Emma, if she needed to? Could Emma find my mom? I pulled my arm away and asked what was going on with him. He opened his mouth to say something, then his phone buzzed. He looked at the screen, and all the color drained from his face. He said he had to make a call and practically ran toward the exit. I followed him outside and watched him pace back and forth on the sidewalk, phone pressed to his ear, his free hand pulling at his hair. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but his body language looked desperate. He kept shaking his head, and at one point I saw him wipe his eyes. When he came back inside, I demanded answers. Marcus said he couldn't tell me. Not yet. He said it would ruin everything if he told me too early. That night, I went through his bag while he was in the shower. I don't know why. Some instinct told me something was seriously wrong. I found a notebook shoved under his clothes with pages of handwritten notes. Addresses, times, my mom's work schedule, Emma's class schedule, a map with 2 locations circled in red. My hands were shaking as I heard the shower turn off. I shoved the notebook back and pretended to be watching TV when Marcus came out. He looked at me, then at his bag, and something in his expression shifted, like he knew. The last morning of the trip, Marcus handed me a letter and told me not to open it until I got home. He said I'd understand everything once I read it. His eyes were red like he'd been crying. On the bus ride back, he sat in a different seat, away from me, away from everyone. I watched him stare out the window for 7 hours, his leg bouncing, his hands gripping his knees. When I got home that evening, my mom was waiting in the driveway with a police officer. Emma's car was there too, which made no sense because she should have been at work. They both looked terrified. The officer asked if I knew someone named Marcus Wheeler. I said he was my best friend. The officer and my mom exchanged a look that made my stomach drop. That's when I remembered the letter in my pocket, and what I read inside showed me exactly why Marcus needed to know who I'd choose. The rest of the story is on my channel or linked below.